Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture 2 of week 2 in this course Metrics and Analytics of Marketing. In the previous lecture, we discussed strategic goals and the importance of measuring these strategic goals. In today's class, we will try to focus on metrics of interest in marketing. Interest metrics are basically associated with the attention that a marketing initiatives can capture on its potential consumers. So, we will start the session with this introduction to interest matrix. Basically, the interest matrix capture the attention and curiosity customers show towards a brand or a product or a particular campaign. Whenever a customer or potential customer is exposed to a particular advertisement, what is the level of curiosity that they are emphasizing, what is the level of interest that they are developing from this particular campaign, and what are the subsequent action they might take from it. So, in today's digital era, attention is a scarce activity. All the potential consumers are bombarded with a lot of information by various brands, by various marketing initiatives from across brands. So, that is why they have a tendency to ignoring the advertisement. Now, how you can stand yourself out among this crowd of marketing initiative, so that it can capture the attention of the potential customers. So, that is why it becomes extremely important to look into the interest matrix. Basically, the metrics of interest are key quantitative measures that indicate the performance and progress of business strategies related to customer interest, profitability margins and overall profit outcomes. These metrics quantify how engaged and involved a potential customer is with the marketing content that is broadcasted or that is targeted for the potential consumers. So, the customers will have an initial exposure with the marketing content, and after that either they will ignore it or they will develop certain interest on the content. These metrics basically reflect the behavioral signs of attention, curiosity and potential intent to engage further with the marketing initiative or with the brand. Now, we will look into some of the key interest metrics. So, in this particular session, we will be looking into two categories of interest metrics as example. One is related to social media metrics of interest and other one is email metrics of interest. So, first one is engagement rate. This first three are related to social media and last three are related to email metrics of interest. Engagement rate, reach and impression and followers growth rate, and open rate, click through rate and conversion rates are related to email metrics. So, what is engagement rate? After being exposed to a particular marketing initiative or a marketing campaign, the extent to which the potential customers are developing interest and are willing to get engaged with the marketing campaign. The engagement can take the form of a like, social media like, comment, share, reposting or asking a query. So, it can be of any form, but the potential customers are getting engaged with the brand. The next matrix is reach and impression. So, reach and impression is basically the number of views, how many customers are being exposed or how many customers has scrolled through this particular advertisement. Then follower growth rate. Let us say you have a Facebook page, you have a Insta page, you have a LinkedIn page. So, month wise how many followers are increasing, what is the percentage of increase in number of followers. So, this is what this is important. So, If the number of followers are increasing, probably visibility of your brand is increasing. Then email metrics of interest, the first one is the open rate. Let us say email has been sent regarding a particular campaign. How many, let us say 1 lakh email has been sent, and out of 1 lakh 10,000 people have opened that email. Then the open rate is 10%. And out of this 10,000 people, because most of the email are sent with a link, external link, because you want to portray some information in the external link. So, how many people have actually clicked through that link? That is, let us say out of 10,000, 1,000 people have clicked through the intended link. Then again the click through rate becomes 10%. And let us say conversion rate. So, conversion rate is nothing but what is the percentage of people who have performed a desired activity. In this case, let us consider that the sign up is the desired activity. So, out of 1,000 people who have clicked on the link, only 100 persons have signed up. So, now the conversion rate is also 10%. So, basically this interest matrix help us evaluate the message relevance and campaign effectiveness. So, this percentage 10% at each of these stages gives up certain indications. Let us say if click through rate is high, then probably email content is higher than the industry benchmark, then in that case the email content is probably outperforming than the industry standard. Let us say the click through rate is high, but the conversion rate is low, means the landing page is not attractive. Though people have clicked on the link, they could not find it important. The landing page was not important, or landing page was unable to attract the people for a activity such as sign up. So, you can take marketing initiative in order to improve that. So, if that is what is interpreted, then it is time for you to work on the landing page, so that customer find it more appealing. Let us also look at some of the advanced key interest metrics. First one, let us say website metrics of interest. One is that website traffic, bounce rate and conversion rate. And there can be metrics related to customer retention. These are customer retention rate, customer churn rate and net promoter rate. So, basically when we talk about this website traffic, number of people who are visiting your website, it may be they may be organically visiting your website, or they may be coming from an external sources such as social media or something else. So, it indicates the overall traffic to your website. Bounce rate, as we already discussed in one of our earlier session, that it is the number of user or number of sessions in which only one page is being viewed. We can also capture from which page this bounce has occurred. So, if the bounce rate is higher for a particular page, from a particular page, then the indication may be that that particular page is not appealing for the potential customers. Conversion rate, this is similar to what we have explained in case of social media metrics. Then there are three metrics related to customer retention. One is customer retention rate. So, if we remember back our the class of marketing funnel, so there were 5 stages: the awareness stage, interest stage, evaluation stage or consideration stage, then conversion stage and loyalty stage. So, this last category metrics are related to the loyalty stage, that is the bottom of the funnel. So, customer retention rate, if customer retention rate is higher, then in that case the possibility is that whatever we claim to offer, we are actually offering. We are meeting the customer's expectations. In case the customer retention rate is low, then in that case it is time for us to bridge the gap between customers' expectations and our actual product delivery. So, all these matrix values has its own set of implications. When we look into this marketing funnel, at each of these stages, let us say the awareness matrix value is high, that means we are posting as per our requirement, or we are posting the marketing campaign in the social media platforms aggressively and enough, but the click through rate is lower. Probably the thumbnail that is put in the post is not attractive, or there can be a situation where the click through rate is higher, but the conversion rate is lower. Then in that case the thumbnail is interesting, but landing page is not interesting. So, all in each of this funnel, each of these values of the matrix in your dashboard will indicate for certain set of marketing actions that needs to be taken in order to optimize your objective function. Then comes this customer churn rate. So, customer churn rate is just opposite of customers retention rate. How many customers are switching to other brands, or how many customers have stopped using this particular category of product. So, I mean if churn rate is high, then retention rate is low and vice versa. So, the marketing initiative that can be interpreted from the customer retention rate and customer churn rate are similar. Then comes this net promoter rate. So, net promoter rate is the extent to which the customers are liking your product and willing to recommend your product to those people known to them, or they are ready to spread a positive word of mouth for your brand or for your product. So, these metrics becomes extremely important in order to revise our marketing initiatives. Then only probably the loss that is incurring at each of this transition phase of this marketing funnel will decrease, and ultimately we will be able to convert more people to purchase our product. Now, let us have a look at the importance of matrix of interest. We have already said that matrix in today's digital platform, in today's digital era, interest is a scarce asset. It is extremely difficult for people to keep the attention of the people towards your marketing campaign, because these people are always bombarded with relevant and irrelevant campaigns. The world is at the tips of your finger. So, that is why you have the access to a lot of information. Probably you are doing a binge watching. So, how to keep your marketing campaign stand out in this crowd of information. So, why metrics of interest are important? It can track the campaign performance. The campaign is being executed, whether the campaign is getting the attention of the customers or the customers are getting engaged with the campaign or not, can be captured in metrics of interest. Optimize the budget allocation. Based on our findings, based on the values that is captured in this metrics of interest, we can reallocate the marketing budget in various channels in order to maximize the objective function, which may be the revenue generation or the profitability. So, optimizing means there is a process, there is a, let us say there is an objective function which is maximization of profit. There are certain constraints, let us say the marketing budget is not more than 1 crore or media spend is not more than 1 crore, and there are decision variables such as how much we need to spend on meta advertisement, how much we need to spend on, let us say LinkedIn boosting. So, these are the decision variables. So, our objective function is to maximize the profit. Then this matrix helps us understand the customer behavior. The thumbnail is good, that is why the customer has clicked on the look, link, but they did not find the landing page interesting, that is why they did not sign up. So, matrix of interest helps us understand that particular phenomenon. What is the customer behavior? How much time is spent on a particular website? What are the different activities that the customers has performed on the website? What is the sequence of navigation of different web pages in the website? So, that can be captured under matrix of interest. And based on these things, we can improve the strategy and the target of our customers. Let us say click through was higher, but sign up was lower. Then in that case, the initiative that can be done is that we can make our landing page more attractive for the customers or for the visitors. Then it measures the return on investment. Ultimately, through this funnel, entire funnel, we can calculate the what is the ultimate return, ROMI, return on marketing investment. And we can also benchmark and compare the performance across channels. What is the traffic or what is the conversion that is coming from 30 lakhs spent in LinkedIn, and what is the revenue that is coming from 30 lakhs spent in Meta. So, we can compare it, and probably for the future, based on the learning that we have achieved in this particular campaign or marketing initiative, we can reallocate our resources. Probably in the next time, we can allocate more to the LinkedIn campaign, LinkedIn boosting, than the Meta boosting, based on the results that we have found in the previous campaign. So, interest metrics basically help the organization optimize the campaigns early in the funnel and reduce the wasted marketing spend. So, if there is some, if click through rate is not good, then in that case there is a problem in the email content itself or the posting itself. Probably it is time for us to take corrective actions on the thumbnail, right. So, it helps us taking the proactive action before it is too late. Next, we will look into one of the framework which is related to the interest matrix. This framework is called AIDA framework. A stands for attention, I stands for interest, D stands for desire, and A stands for action. Awareness, interest, desire, and action. So, metrics of interest are related to this interest phase of AIDA framework. Proper measurement at this particular stage allows proactive nurturing through retargeting and personalization. Let us say click through rate is higher, but conversion rate is lower. Then in that case, what we can do? We can retarget those people who have clicked through the this one particular link, and then we can retarget them with a better landing page. Interest is the stage where users move from knowing about my brand to getting engaged with my brand. They have started, the potential customers have started interacting with my brand. Next, let us have a look at some of the tools for measuring the metrics. Google Analytics, these tools are very ready-made and easy to understand even for a layman. The example of some of the tools are Google Analytics, Hotjar Crazy Egg, HubSpot, Salesforce, and Social Media Insights. So, the most common one or most popular one is the Google Analytics. It can track the user sessions, it can track the bounce rates, it can track the time on site, and it can also track the flow of the user or visitors behavior. Hotjar and Crazy Egg, what does they do? Heat maps and scroll maps to visualize the engagement depth. Heat maps are basically nothing but the color coding of various activities. So, let us say one activity is done at a higher level, then probably the color will be red. One activity is done at a lower level, then probably the color will be green or blue. Then HubSpot and Salesforce, CRM based tracking of form submission and lead behavior. So, they use a customer relationship management tool. Then in different social media, you have this analytics page, you have this analytics dashboard. Now, we will look into this strategic use of the matrix of interest. So, we have already discussed that matrix of interest can guide the content strategy. Let us say landing page is not working or the conversion rate is lagging. So, in that case probably we can make revise content strategy. Then this one regarding the strategic use of matrix of interest, we can calculate the lead scoring, we can do a personalized retargeting, we can do, as I said, that we can refine the content strategy, and we can also calculate the channel attribution of the budget allocation. So, what does lead scoring refer to? It assigns scores based on behaviors. Let us say we will look everything from this marketing funnel perspective. How many person have been exposed to this advertisement, and out of these people how many have clicked through that particular thumbnail or clicked through that particular link, how many have after clicking, after arriving at the landing page, how many have signed up for more information or for a webinar, then how many have been counseled, and ultimately how many persons have been enrolled. So, we will look at the loss at each stage of this funnel and we will assign a score. So, for example, 3 points for clicking the CTA. So, if a person has reached till click through action, reach at the landing page, then that particular person's workflow will be scored at 3. And let us say if somebody has signed up, then in that case that person will be allocated a score of 5. Then personalized retargeting, serve dynamic ad based on pages visitor or time spent. One person did not sign up, but what can be looked into is that the person has spent significant time on the website, the person has navigated through multiple pages within the website, then we can fairly say, we can fairly conclude that the person has some interest on the content, but ultimately he did not sign up. So, I can definitely retarget this particular customers, probably let us say sales counseling, through a sales counseling. Then content strategy refinement, analyze the bounce and scroll data to restructure or reprioritize content. We will look into the bounce rate, and once we look into the bounce rate, we can see that bounces are happening from a particular region. Let us say from the western part of the country, there is lesser bounce that is coming from the eastern part of the country. Then in that case what we can see, as far as the landing page is concerned, there can be a possibility that landing page is not somehow appealing to customers, to potential prospects who are from the western part of the country. So, now the interpretation can be, can we design a different landing page? The content will remain the same, but the visualization of the landing page will be different for those traffic that is coming from the western part of the country. Then another strategic use of matrix of interest is channel attribution. So, evaluate which platforms generate the most meaningful engagement, high CTR and low bounce. Let us say it is from LinkedIn, not from Insta. Then in that case probably number of customers that can be attributed to expenditure in LinkedIn post is higher. Now, we will also look into some of the common pitfalls of matrix of interest. First one is the vanity matrix trap. One example can be high impression or likes do not always equate to genuine interest. We have taken a marketing initiative, we have boosted a particular post in social media, it has got a higher reach, but What if we have reached only to those people who are not so keen about the product? I mean, the customers are, the potential people are not being targeted. There is a problem with the target. Then overemphasis on a single metric. CTR, for example, click through rate alone does not reveal full engagement without time on site or scroll depth. I mean, somebody has mistakenly clicked on but not spent time on that particular link, then probably this CTR is of no use, this click through is of no use. So, that is why we need to have a look at the holistic understanding of the entire sequence of workflow. Then another pitfall is data misinterpretation. Bounce rate must be interpreted in the context of the page purpose. Why bounce is happening? The context has to be understood, otherwise we will not be able to, I mean the cause effect, what is causing bounce to happen. So, that somehow needs to be understood. Then we will look into some industry application. The first application that we will look into is the Amazon. So, basically when we talk about, I think all of us has done some online shopping in Amazon platform. So, Amazon uses the interest metrics such as the search behavior, product views and the wish list to personalize the recommendation. Whenever you purchase something, let us say you intend to purchase something, there is a possibility that Amazon will recommend you another associated product with a message that most of the people who have bought product X also bought product Y. The product Y was not in your mind, but now you feel that you might need product Y as well. So, this is the industry application of interest metrics. Amazon's product pages are optimized based on the time on page and scroll data. Personalized recommendation engines are powered by the interest signals. So, what you view, the interest can be created from what you view, what is the time spent on a particular product page, what are the different clicks you have made and what are the items that you have added to the cart. So, based on an in-depth understanding of the machine, they will try to find out the most likely product that you intend to purchase in the near future and that will be recommended to you. The metrics are fed into machine learning models to generate real time product suggestions. Now, let us have a look at the evolving trends in interest measurement. So, as we said that with the advent of digitalization, with the advent of digital transformation, each and every marketing activity is encountering a paradigm shift. AI driven analytics, sentiment analysis and attention tracking are shaping the future of the interest measurement. Probably subjectivity of analysis is no more an option for interest measurement. Examples: AI power heat maps to track micro movements and behavioral patterns. Nowadays, you just search for something, all your social media accounts in the same browser will be bombarded with advertisement of similar category of products. How they are doing it? They are doing it through a deep learning process. Emotion AI tools to detect interest via facial expressions and tone in voice based marketing. Then predictive analytics to forecast likelihood to convert based on cumulative interest signals. How much time you have spent on a particular product page, whether you sometimes did add it into the cart or not, whether you had been looking into discounts associated with the product category or not. So, based on this, the machine will decide what needs to be recommended to you. Then let us look at the criteria for selecting the matrix of interest. So, these criteria are related to again this SMART framework. Matrix of interest has to be relevant. So, all the metrics associated with the interest may not be relevant in your context, right. One example that I will give is that, let us say we are talking about the email marketing. How many people we have sent the email to, or for how many people the email got delivered may not be of our interest, because either we wrongly captured the email ID or the email has become invalid. So, that is not of our interest. What is of our relevant is that how many people have actually clicked through the link that we are provided with. The impression sometimes may not be of our interest. We are more concerned about the leads, we are more concerned about the click through rate, because click through rate or leads actually portrays certain level of interest, but the views may not portray any level of interest. Then next one is, next criteria is the measurability. Whatever metrics we apply, we should be able to measure it, we should be able to quantify it. And the third criteria is the actionability. If a metric is designed, if we can value, we can find out a value for a particular matrix, we should be able to interpret it in business context, and we should be able to take corrective action if something is wrong with that particular value. For example, the moment we understand that the lead is generated as expected, but lead is not being converted to an actual customer. So, what action we can take? That we need to improve in terms of our counseling team. So, it has to be actionable. It cannot be just a wait and watch situation. So, unless and until it is a actionable case, the metric is of no use. So, what we have derived in today's session basically, in the age of attention, interest is the new currency and metrics are mapped to it. So, basically in this world of bombardment of information, it is an extremely critical job for all the marketers to take the attention of the potential customers. It is a challenging task, but you need to come up with an innovative mind, with an innovative design of your marketing campaign. You need to apply your creative mind in the design of your marketing campaign, so that you can get the attention of the customers, and customers are likely to develop some interest on your marketing initiative. So, with this we will conclude today's lecture. I will see you in the next class. Thank you.